Dude, what if Ben just gets cracked? Oh my gosh. Oos. All right, here we are. Minutes before, I think less than an hour before fight time, Ben Askren versus Jake Paul. I just watched the Problem Child documentary that Jake released, and I really liked it a lot. It showed a really good side of Jake that a lot of people don't get a chance to see. A lot of good insight into him as a person, not just all of the hype and little bits here and there where he's just talking trash all the time or whatever, trying to build hype for fights. So it was really cool to see that. You don't get to see Jake a lot in that light. Also, some of Jake's training and just him and his mindset coming into this fight. Evander Holyfield, I wish I could use this clip. You guys gotta watch the clip, but Holyfield literally tells Jake, this is what it comes down to. When two guys are really tired, who's gonna work harder? Right? When both guys are dead tired, who's gonna push? And you see that little look in Jake's face, like he's soaking that in. And Holyfield says, I'd rather die than quit in the ring, right? So that speech got me hyped. I was like, oh, this is crazy. And that's the question that I had. And you see Jake really, you're not just listening to anybody, you're just your coach. You're listening to Evander Holyfield, an absolute legend, say this to you. So I gotta believe that during the middle rounds, when it comes down to it, if his coach mentions it, or it's gotta be in the back of his head throughout training camp, and now that he is gonna anticipate that this is gonna happen, and will he be ready for it? We've seen him grow up in front of us. He's still obviously growing up and maturing. He's obviously gotten a lot of hate, a lot of slack for his personality and the kind of content he makes. Somebody who says, I want to go all in, right? He wants to be focused, he wants to be successful, so he moves to LA to focus on his career, puts all of his eggs in that basket. When you do that, you have to understand there's gonna be some cons, right? And what are the cons? That all your friendships are based in, I want to be successful first, right? He goes to LA to become successful. So everything he's doing is to be successful. So all the relationships he's creating is to be successful. It's not just like you're going to school or it's like pastime or you're playing a sport and you just find friends. No, everything you're doing, you're so focused on this one goal to attain, to be successful and to beat out everybody else. Well, it's going to be hard to develop friendships or relationships because you're not in that mindset, right? So he talks about it being lonely and being difficult and dealing with fake friends and stuff like that. But it's hard if you create this environment for yourself where you're going to work towards this thing, which is be an entertainer first, create crazy content to capture people's attention, and to do that without and using good marketing skills, right? So that means saying crazy things, talking smack, ruffling feathers, being obnoxious, inappropriate, right? Disturbing the peace, doing controversial things. Yes, it may get views, and yes, he's very good at that, but there's going to be cons to that. And I see him obviously struggling with that and saying, maybe feels like it's unfair because he wants to have these, genuine relationships and find these things. So it's just tough when you decide to do something like this and pull all your eggs into that basket. You're going to have cons. He talks about like you should be a narcissist in your career. But if you spend every day in your house working on your career, that makes you a narcissist, right? Most of the time. If you're working on your career most of the time, then you're a narcissist most of the time. And that's not going to end well, right? And I think he's realizing this. I think it's good. I'm so excited to see him box because combat sports, martial arts, something like boxing, humbles you in the sense that it's only you in there, right? And you can't like fake it. You can't cut, edit, just nothing like that, right? You can't write the script. It is real. Either you're gonna get hit or they're gonna get hit. It molds you and it builds your character because it brings out honesty and truth. You can't hide when you're out there in the ring. So I'm excited to see him grow as a person. I think this is really good for him. It's so interesting. You see KSI. Just for my thoughts, like KSI and Joe Weller. Fast forward, their one boxing event has completely changed not only these guys' careers, but like speaking Jake and Logan, but them as people, as individuals, because they put them into a sport like this, and now it's shaped their character and who they are as people. All in all, I liked what I saw from Jake in the documentary and where he's at in his headspace. I just hope that he finds some sort of peace. It's going to be hard, even though he's right that the marketing that he does is very good and obviously he's very successful. It's tricky It's hard to balance. I know I couldn't do that. I couldn't balance that. So it's not like I have any answers for him. And I guess it's just a good lesson for everyone out there, even for myself, that if you're gonna put all your eggs into a certain basket, especially your career, you better be ready for the kickback. You better be ready for the hate or the challenging relationships that you got to maintain while you're trying to pursue your career. Right? Everyone goes through that, everyday people, and this is just highlighted in front of millions of people. But I just wanted to touch on that before we get to the live action fight and then see who wins. I am hyped. This is just crazy because Jake is putting everything on the line, his whole career, reputation, everything on the line. Man, Jake has got to stay calm. You ready to watch? Mm-hmm. I think if Jake can just dance and just keep his distance, a lot of feints. Dude, what if Ben just gets cracked? Oh my gosh. Okay, Jake with the jab. Look at Ben. Jake's nice jabs to the body. Ben staying smooth. Ooh! Ben ducked over, landed an overhand. Pretty relaxed and smooth. And Ben's got a huge head. Ooh, nice left hand. Nice jab. That's the thing, Jake's looking sharp, and if he keeps sitting and cracking, Ben does the wave in the hands thing, he can get cracked. Nice left hook. I like the hard counters by Jake. Hard counters. Hard counters. That's very important for Jake. You can't just let him get close. He's got to gain his respect. Oh no! No way! No way! No way! No head movement. Big overhand. What?
Wait, what?
No way, they called it. That's crazy, they called it. No way. This is gonna kind of stink for Jake because he got cracked. Beautiful shot by Jake. Can't take that away from Jake whatsoever. But Ben looked ready to go, but power to Jake, It wasn't like it was like a headbutt or something. It was a clean overhand. Slept him for a second. No way. Very early stoppage. The first round, it was a flash knockdown. He could have kept going. Ben didn't respect his power. Didn't respect his power. Jake was throwing heat. Hard counters. Heat. Hard counters. Jake was hurting him. I think Ben was coming in and was expecting the pity patter punches, and Jake was just sitting on those shots. Here's a replay. He's already tagged a little bit. Ooh, man. Ben just wasn't ready for it at all. Solid right hand. He went to sleep too. He went to sleep before he hit the ground. Jake didn't feel threatened with his power. Ben was kind of shuffling forward. This is a first round KO. Now Jake can fight who? You got Nate. You got Conor McGregor. These fights are making a lot more sense now. People are going to treat him as super legit now. A lot more legit than before. Now he's really earned respect. So now, right, Ben Askren was legit. Doesn't have power. Even Ben said he was going to finish him in like the 7th round or something. So didn't present that one punch knockout power, right? So now you're going to have a lot of these fighters who present that power calling out Jake. So now Jake is on the rise, and then the competition is going to rise as well. But all power to him. I mean, he went out there, starched him. That's wild. Not going in and out and staying on the outside and trying to slow Jake down when he was going to be the most powerful as early in the fight. He kind of just went in there and just kind of walked forward and didn't really respect Jake at all and underestimated and paid for it. I would wish to see Ben, it's like, what if there was a rematch? If Ben would, respect him a little bit more and not just walk in there with his hands down and then get cracked. You know what I'm saying? But holy smokes! What is next for this kid? Bravo. Peace. On to the next one, I guess. Oos.